Hello, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to try something a little bit new. A little while back, Butch13 and I joined a racing series where we've been doing weekly time trials and a race every couple of months. And I wanted to show off the car for this season. So we're about halfway through the season currently. But this is our car, designed almost entirely by Butch. I had a little bit of input, but he was able to meet all the qualifications that I was not. So we ended up using his car. And these cars are designed after the 90s Le Mans prototypes. There was a whole bunch of restrictions. We were limited to what type of engine and everything we could use. And I figured we'd try just a little bit of a different type of video of me going through the live time trial and just sort of chatting about the car and about the series. And just having a little bit of fun with that. So I'm going to select my vehicle here. We have the layout for the league. We can see we're on round 7. Currently, I stand in the championship at about 5th place. And our team actually looks like it's currently in 3rd place. So still about 6 rounds left. So there's still plenty of time for that to change. But right now, we're doing all right. So 2 laps, early noon, and let's go. So I believe that this is the Le Mans week. Circuit de la Sarthe. Every week we get a new map. Every week we get a new time trial. We have the full week to put out the best time we can onto that map, onto that time trial. And it resets once a week, and like I said, every 3 or so weeks there is a race. So we are off. So I'm not familiar with this track, so this is going to be more of a scouting run than anything. But so an interesting fact about this car, we were given restrictions to where it had to meet different fuel requirements, different emissions requirements. It had to meet all sorts of, body specifications, X amount of downforce, X width and everything on the body. And there was no real restrictions on what type of engine we had to use, as long as it met all the other criteria, which were pretty stringent. And like I said, Butch did most of the work on this car. And someone made the comment that anyone designing an inline 3 engine that met all the requirements would earn a cookie. So he took them up on that offer. And so, whereas a lot of the cars in this league are running some sort of a V6, V8, I'm sure, we are running an inline 3 engine. Does that help us? Does that hurt us? I'm guessing it hurts us, but I'm just a bad driver, so it could just be my driving skill. But this is the first track that we've really had a chance to come anywhere near the top speed limit of about 220 miles an hour that we were limited to during the build phase. So seeing that the car actually does get that fast eventually is pretty cool to see. I am loving these long straights. A lot of the tracks have been rather technical. Technical and complex, and this one's, I know, a lot longer from looking at the other times. Normally, the other tracks were, 3 to 4 minutes for a pair of laps, and from what I was seeing other people upload, this one hits about 7 minutes per pair of laps. Since the time trial requirement for the series is 2 laps. This is more of a marathon and less of a sprint like some of the other ones. Ooh. Alright, almost lost it, but it's a scouting lap, so we will see how this goes. And this series kind of harkens back to the origins of the YouTube channel. I think some of my first videos that I uploaded were me doing some test laps for the previous iteration of this league. Last season, it was rallycross vehicles, and I joined that league, I think, literally the night before it started. And so I just was thrown onto a random team in a random car, didn't get a chance to design my own, didn't get a chance to really pick my teammate, and kind of just got thrown into the mix, and I had a lot of fun with it. This season, it's been a little bit less fun for me just because it's not the type of car that I'm used to watching race. It's not a car that I feel like I'm any good at driving, not that I was great at driving a rally car. But if you've been around since the very beginning, you probably remember me uploading those time trials with no commentary, no real editing, just me going back and forth with myself. And there's the end of lap 1. So we've just got one more lap to go. Ooh. Let's not send it into the sand now. We've come too far. I do just want to get a time up because I think at time of recording, we are on the last day for submissions for this week, and there have only been 2 submissions. So if I can get a time down, any time at all, then I think I could sneak up into 3rd place, which is a podium finish, which, you know, I wouldn't be the most proud of to get 3rd place out of 3, but a podium's a podium, points are points, and my MO for this series, both last season and this season, has just kind of been, let's get to the finish line, let's be consistent, let's get a time in each week, and in doing so, I score points every week. If people miss a week, I think they've implemented a drop week in the past where your worst time, or if you skip a week, will just be dropped from the points. And so everyone's entitled to miss one race. But if you attend every race, instead of just missing a race because you weren't attending and you would have otherwise scored 0, you just get to choose your best times. So a little bit of consistency, a little bit of luck. We'll see how many people sit down. I've noticed this season a lot of people are sitting down on the day that the round ends and putting times through. It helps if it ends on a weekend. Ooh, there we go. When I realized I've not said the name of the racing league yet. The name of this racing league is the Fox Racing League. I wanted to keep that out of the beginning of the video because I know YouTube can sometimes be mad if you say naughty words early on in the video, but we are probably 7 or 8 minutes in now, so hopefully they mind a lot less. But SBRL for short. It's been a lot of fun. You should definitely check them out. They have been running this event. I don't know which season this is. This is my 2nd season as a driver. And like I said, they do time trials for the season, and then there are races, there's a building phase, mid-season adjustments phase, the they call it scrutineering. The restrictions can feel pretty tight. I know for trying to build a vehicle for this, I could not meet all of the required restrictions and get a car that even worked, let alone that worked well. So shout out to Butch for being able to navigate that minefield and getting us a car that we can drive. Yeah, check them out. There's a lot of great people there. Just a really fun challenge to have to try to build a car that meets different restrictions, much like a real team, and then be able to drive it week in, week out on different tracks. And here we come up on the finish line. Let's see, I think my second lap was faster than my first lap. And, you know, it's not a great time. Looking at the submissions, it puts me in third place, like I said, but third place is still on the board. So we're just going to screenshot that, send it over, and we'll see how I do. If you liked this sort of, you know, just talking and driving type of thing, let me know. It's going to be very little editing, if any editing at all, on this video. And if you want to see more of this series, I can try to record runs on different tracks as we move forward. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.